This is going to be your Wednesday video report. I'm going to break down both of your NBA games here in just a moment, plus free picks coming up on Toronto and Tampa Bay, along with the Mets and Giants. But first, I also want to remind you that I've got another money-saving discount coupon code for you. If you didn't take advantage of it yesterday, make sure you do today. I'll give you that passcode in just a moment. I want to talk about Anthony Redd. First of all, congratulations last night. As you know, he happens to be the #1 NBA playoff handicapper the past 2 years with a net profit of 511 dimes in the postseason since last year. And last night, he cashed in with his 60-dime release on Oklahoma City. Tonight, raising the bar. Only the 4th time in his career, a 100-dime play. It is on Game 2 of the Atlanta-Chicago series. He had the Hawks in Game #1. They, of course, won outright as an 8.5-point dog. This is only the 4th ever 100-dime NBA release he's ever had. The last one was a winner. The Celtics cover against the Lakers in Game 7 of the NBA Finals last June. So you might want to check that out from Anthony Redd this evening. As for your passcode, the money-saving discount code, I should say, your coupon code to enter in your shopping cart when prompted, simply use IMAGINE15. IMAGINE15, no space between the word imagine and the number 15, and you will save $15 off any single purchase you make today. It's a one-time usage coupon. If you didn't take advantage of it yesterday, please do so today and save yourself $15. As you know, this is the only place to get those money-saving discount coupons, as I'll do them frequently here throughout the summer, at least a couple of times, maybe 3 times a week. I've already done it twice this week. You never know. As I always say, I'm the general manager. I can do almost whatever I want here. Let's talk about the NBA. Last night, I'll tell you what, now everybody and their brother, except Derek Mancini, who had a very rare 50-dime play, only the 3rd of his career, and he's now 3-0 with them. He was on the Miami Heat, but I think just about everybody else around here was on the Boston Celtics. And of course, hey, look, it was a tied game, and then boom, you saw what happened. The Heat go on that 14-0 run to put the Celtics down 2-0 in that series. It was kind of a mixed bag. You know, half the people were on the Thunder, half the people were on the Grizzlies last night in terms of that game. Now, I got to tell you something for tonight. I don't like either one of these games in the NBA. In fact, that's why I came out with my biggest baseball play of the season, an underdog game of the month play, a 15-dime release. The same 15-dime plays I'm 17-7-1 with in the NBA the past 2 years, including 12-5-1 this season. Because I just don't like either one of these games tonight. And you know, the fact is, when you go over to the Hilton and you bet a play in basketball or you bet a play in baseball, it's not like when you go to collect at the window, they say, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. DeMarco, we can only pay you 80% of your winnings because you bet baseball. It just doesn't work that way. A bet is a bet. And in fact, tonight, the baseball play is even worth more than the NBA play because it's an underdog release. I'm sorry, I refuse to prostitute myself. I just don't like either one of these games. There's a hell of a lot of other handicappers, Anthony Redd for one. If you want to find plays on these games, they may be hot. They have an opinion. I don't. I'm taking a pass on them. That's why I'm going to talk about both games right now. First game, Lakers and Dallas. Hey, look, if you had the Lakers in game #1, you were feeling pretty good when you were up 16 points in the second half, right? I told you yesterday, I never thought the Mavericks would win the game outright, but I did give you the Mavericks as a free pick in game #1. What happened in game #1 of the New Orleans Lakers series? Remember Chris Paul going crazy? Remember the Lakers losing? They came back in game #2. They won the game. Looking at the box score, you know, it was only 87-78. They didn't come close to covering the 11-point spread, but they're only laying 7 tonight. Against a Dallas team, remember, that after losing the first meeting this season, they beat 96-91 on the road and then 110-80-something at home. So I like the Lakers in this game here tonight. I like them to cover the spread. You know, Dirk is still going to go and, you know, have a magnificent game, just like in game #1 with 28 points and 14 rebounds. But I don't expect the Mavericks, a poor rebounding team, to actually out-rebound the Lakers by 4 as they did in game #1. Also, I'm looking for Bynum and Gasol to get much more active. I mean, Andrew Bynum, after a great series against the Hornets, just 8 points and 5 boards in game #1. Now, Gasol had 15 and 11, but it was a quiet 15 points, if you know what I mean, as they really stood around watching Kobe lead the way, which he was more than willing to do with 36 points, but that's not how the Lakers are going to win. I think this game also could tend to go to the underside tonight as well, but I like the Lakers in this one. The other game, I'll tell you what, I don't know how you can play anybody but the Hawks here. I mean, the Bulls struggled in the first round against the Indiana Pacers in terms of trying to get any covers. They got trounced 103-95, numerous defensive breakdowns in game number one. It really surprised me considering the way the Hawks were crushed by Chicago in the final two regular season games after coming back from like a 17-point halftime deficit to win the first regular season game 83-80. Also surprised me that the Hawks out-rebounded the Bulls in this one by one. You have to ask yourself, can Joe Johnson score 34 points and hit 4 out of 5 three-pointers again? Can Jamal Crawford put in 22 points off the bench again? Most likely. He certainly did that against Orlando in the first round series. Will they shoot 51% again from the field? I don't know. But I do know this. The Hawks have covered 6 of their last 7 games in the postseason, so I would take a flyer on the Hawks. Just an FYI, I think you could play a teaser, a 2-team 4-point teaser, where you're laying 120, right? Why not do Dallas down to -3, and the Hawks are 8.5, take them up to 12.5? I think that's a nice way to go. I'll tell you what, I'd feel better taking the Hawks at 12.5 than taking the Bulls -4.5 in that teaser. So that's another suggestion for you. Now, your free baseball plays. I'm going to go with the Giants minus the $1.40 with Tim Lincecum on the mound at New York. Last night, looking here at the box score, the Giants actually hit the ball. They won the game 7-6 in 10 innings. Lincecum, 1.57 earned run average in 4 road starts this season. He's lost his last 2 starts. I say he bounces back here against a team that he fired a 6-hit shutout at home in San Fran against the Mets last July. What can I say? Giants won last night. They're on a 5-1 series run, including 3 in a row at Citi Field. I'm also going to go with Tampa minus the $1.20 over Toronto. The Rays won last night's game 3-2. The Blue Jays have now lost 3 straight games. They've only scored 8 runs in the process. Tampa, since that 1-8 start, has won 15 out of 20 and 7 of the last 9. They're 3-1 in the season series. Jeff Neiman, who has really struggled for about the past year, since early last season, coming off one of his best starts, definitely this season, and since last year, certainly. 7 innings of 2-hit, 1-run ball and a win at Minnesota. Brandon Morrow only making his 3rd start of the year, coming off the disabled list for Toronto. Jose Bautista, 357 average, 9 homers, 16 RBIs. Expected to remain out until the weekend because of back spasms. That's why I'm going to go with Tampa at the small price at home. Good luck, everybody. Remember that discount coupon, Imagine15, and I'll catch you again on Thursday.